more in the lab. Tara LaFon Gooch joins us, and guess what? She's a best-selling author. She empowers speakers and entrepreneurs to achieve the top 1%.
Positioning with confidence through branding.
And speaking engagements and podcasts. So join me and Nicole and friends tomorrow. Tara LaFon Gooch joining us, co-hosting live Mornings in the Lab with myself, Keith Bilous, and everybody else. We'll see you in the morning. Oh, and if we're lucky, we might even have an appearance by John Krasky.
Good morning, nation. What is going on? Tara LaFon Gooch.
Hey,
Nicole Bernard and C. Marty Fit joining us here in the morning. What's going on? I got no music. I'm not sure what.
Good morning.
How are you today, guys?
Amazing.
I don't have my. Hold on. Hold the horses. Yeah, there we go. I can't do squirrel jokes today. Marty said I can't do squirrel jokes today, Nicole. So no squirrel jokes from Uncle Keith. Okay, there we go. I feel better. I got the music in my ears. I feel like I can concentrate. It's Friday. Nicole Bernard, it's Friday today.
Yes. Actually, yesterday felt like Friday. So today feels like, I'm not sure, but I like it.
Yeah, it's Audacious Goal Fridays. We're going to drop into that. I'm going to bring that back on the table here. I admittedly have not forgotten about it, just somewhat neglected it the last few weeks. So I want to make sure we keep that up here on the Fridays. Hey, did you guys floss today?
Not yet.
You'll live longer. Yeah, Tara, you got to floss, man. If you floss, you're going to live longer.
Oh, yeah. I floss every day.
Oh, yeah. I suck at it. But since I discussed it with the crew a couple days ago, I recognize that I need to floss. So I just keep the same one on my desk every day. Just reuse it.
Is that beneficial or is that bad?
That's worse than a squirrel joke. That was worse than a squirrel joke.
Is that like, no, that's this. I guess the next joke I was going to bring up is not morning radio jokes. So I'll leave that one for the afternoon show. All right, we got accountability check-in this morning in 15 minutes. We have the creator spotlight coming up at the 41-minute mark. Tara has given me a name. Person that has no idea. Nicole, C. Marty. We're just gonna surprise her, shine the light on her, create some content, and throw it out there. And if we're lucky, we may have an appearance by the famous John Krasky. The Krasky Creator Rankings. John and I commiserated last night for about an hour on this whole thing. This thing's taking a life of its own on you guys. Like LinkedIn Nation's, hey, we want to be part of this Krasky Creator Rankings. So I can just make the announcement here on the air with everybody that the Business Athlete Performance Lab, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Nicole, and C. Marty, and the whole planet is going to be the official host of the Krasky Creator Rankings. So we are going to host them, we're going to popularize them, and we are going to see our popularity skyrocket because our mission here is to shine the light on everybody else. Keith, Nicole, and Marty want to walk around with mirrors. So as the lights keep shining on us, we're like, oh no, we're reflecting back on you guys. Stay tuned for a lot of crazy stuff happening here in the lab with these Krasky Creator Rankings. It's funny, actually. So, Tara, where are you coming from today?
North Carolina, USA.
We won't hold it against you.
It's just south enough where we get the humidity.
Yes.
But it's not too bad. So I'll take it.
Excellent. Nicole, I missed the morning wake up this morning. I'm sorry. I was out for a walk. My team was texting me this morning and I was like, I walked in the house and usually I'll send you a text. It's like, holy shoot, I forgot to text Nicole. And then I was scrambling with time and grabbed my coffee. And then I looked at my watch and I'm like, all right. And then I came down here and there you were. I was like, yes. I knew you were going to be here, but the problem is I'm a routine guy and I failed at my part of the routine with you. And I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, and I knew I had no doubt you were going to be here, but it was more on me. Cause I was like, oh, I haven't sent a note to my friend yet. So
yeah, it's okay. I washed my hair twice yesterday in the shower. So I understand.
See, Marty, do you want to ask Nicole to break that down for us?
Hey, we all make mistakes. So I love the transparency today. I love it.
See, Marty, what's going on with you today, pal? It's Friday for you. How's the week been? What's going on today in your world?
It's been pretty busy. Just trained 3 people before I hopped on the show. So I've been up for a while.
You know what's awesome about that is that there's 3 people that have their day already in the books, right? See, Marty?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Power in that. There's power in that. Yeah. Yesterday, so Tara, the first part of the show, here's the monologue. We just throw shit around. We throw stuff around. We chat about it. And then we'll get into more of a structured flow. But this morning, last night in my house, Nicole, The house wanted to make sure C. Marty knew about something. Yeah. Brooklyn, my bonus daughter, and Lauren were making breakfast. I'm sorry, making lunch for Brooks today. And Lauren's making her lunch, and Brookie just wants one thing. Lauren's like, "Oh man, you got to have more than this. You got to have more." And then Brooks and Lauren, we got to show C. Marty fit this because I think he's going to be on board with it. So I took a picture. I took a picture of Brookie's lunch today, and I want to show you C. Marty fit. Yeah, exactly. So check this out. This is Brookie's lunch today. For any parents that are concerned with what their kids are eating, this is what we struggle with in our house.
No bunnies?
No, hold on. Oh, hold on. How do I do this? Boom. No. Doom. There we go. Hey, you really can't see it, but it's salad. It's salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, and a half of a croissant. Lauren's like, you need to have more than just vegetables. I can't just send you vegetables to school. You got to have some kind of carbohydrate or something to get you through the day. I know you guys really can't see this. Hold on. I'm going to try this here. Let me just do this. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. So I know you guys can see it from the green room there, but it's a little bit of cheese. It's a little bit of a croissant, and it's a salad. And Brookie was adamant, see, Marty, that she had salad today. She's 8.
That's a good start. We need some protein though.
I know, but she's 8, and she's
That's pretty
Mom,
good.
I just want salad. What?
That could be a good or a bad thing, actually. I don't know.
She's an awesome kid. She just makes the right choices all the time.
That's good though. Okay.
You put a chocolate in front of her and you put an avocado in front of her, she's grabbing the avocado every day.
I just don't want her to be like 8 years old with body dysmorphia, thinking she has to lose weight or something like that. Then we have a problem.
We've been having that conversation, but but hey, at least we're having conversations about you need to add some protein and carbohydrates instead of taking out the complex carbs and taking the crap out. She's, I just want salad and tomatoes and avocado. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, we're headed on the right path.
So you were part of the chat last night, C. Marty. Like, okay, Brookie and Lauren, like, we got to show C. Marty fit. I'm like, all right, we'll show C. Marty fit. Because my whole house knows you guys exist, Nicole and C. Marty. It's like, okay, I'm often quizzed and asked about how life's going with my morning crews. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, Tara, that's how it works here.
I love it.
You have kids? You have kids?
Yeah, so I have an 8-year-old daughter as well. I wish she requested salad and avocados. We'll get there. I did take a picture of her eating a salad one time, and that was an accomplishment. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You got to start somewhere. You got to start
Small
somewhere.
wins. Small wins.
I did not request salad when I was 8. I can tell you that.
Yeah, me neither.
I can relate. We joke with my mom, Tara, that when I was 5 months old or whatever it was, see, Marty, you'll appreciate this. She didn't throw a soother in my mouth. She threw a Kit Kat in my mouth. Mom, so what? It quieted you up. The chocolate worked. And I'm like, yeah, now I have a problem.
Same.
50 years later.
Yes.
Taking down bunnies in the hallway.
Nicole, don't tell my secrets, man. I don't see the bunnies on the desk, actually. I'm not sure where they went. I didn't eat them, see, Marty. I promise you, I didn't eat them. But I got this here. I'm telling you, I got to stick your face on it because it'll just keep me from not eating it.
You're doing well so far.
Yeah, I know. So, Tara, you got an 8-year-old daughter. You got 3 brothers, so you're used to getting it from everybody, and you're used to giving it to your daughter, or you tease her?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's like you said, it's a sign of love, right?
Yes.
If you love somebody, you tease them a little bit. I loved your post the other day that you had about best-selling authors. I just thought that was so funny. And then how you introduced me, I thought about that. I thought that was really funny. But no, it's a sign of love, right? It's a sign of affection. If I don't like you, I wouldn't put in the energy.
Oh, that's a good choice of words. You're right, eh, Nicole? Because if I didn't love you, I wouldn't put the energy into teasing you. No, but I'm not trying to be emotional, but it's true though, because it takes energy to be creative and express yourself and an emotional connection. And I never thought about it that way, because if I don't like you, I'm probably going to tune you out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, because you're right.
Sign of love.
Yeah. So speaking of love, I really want to throw this on the table this morning before we get into the fun stuff. But I had a show yesterday at noon that I needed Kleenex for, and I didn't have Kleenex. For the first time ever on the show, I just let myself go. I cried. I met a human yesterday who might have been actually Superman. He's a superhero. He's actually a superhero. The way that he's attacking life with joy and vigor, and happiness because the guy's going to die any second.
Wow.
The love that he showed me, his gregarious attitude, his smile. The guy's 6'8". He lost his foot to cancer because of a cyst. Then took his leg. Now he's got cancer through his lungs. But his attitude is, I'm not dying, I'm living. I'm not going to die when the doctors tell me to die. I'm going to die when I got to see my daughter go through graduation. Like the guy, if anybody's struggling to get moving today or just looking for a reason to not move today, go listen to my show with Terry Tucker yesterday. For the rest of the day, I had this emotional, like I had this energy in me, Tara, that I cried for a lot of yesterday afternoon, the evening, actually. And it wasn't out of sadness, but it was out of this, it's like this, it was love. He showed me so much love yesterday. I couldn't, and it's just hard for me to describe until you see it, but you talk about love. This guy's going to die any second. And he was on the show just talking like living, like just living. So anyways, I invite you all to check out Terry Tucker and me yesterday. He was speaking of living, I wanted to quickly try to find something to show you guys. Yeah, love is an incredible thing, isn't it? When it comes out in different ways. I'm going to try to quickly find something. Did you guys, it's not going to work. Did you guys see, you guys know who Travis Pastrana is? Travis Pastrana? Red Bull athlete, NASCAR driver. I saw a video this morning. I'm going to try to find it when we're on break. Jumped out of a Cessna airplane yesterday. With just a Red Bull can.
Did he make it to the ground safely?
He did.
Okay.
But just think about that for a second. Exactly, see, Marty. I watched the video. The guy's laying on the bottom of the Cessna. The two guys jumped out. He gets up with his can, jumps out. No parachute. Just his T-shirt, his shorts, and a can of Red Bull. Looks at the camera and throws the Red Bull up there. And I got to find the video for you guys to show it to you. It's exceptional. And then
did he land in water or something?
No.
Or did he attach himself to someone? Did he catch someone?
That's exactly it, Nicole. So two of the skydivers merged together with him, and they caught him. They did some acrobatics, and he landed. It was obviously a clearly orchestrated stunt.
Yeah.
But just seeing the guy jumping out of the plane to start with, you're like, exactly, see, Marty. Yeah, just got up and jumped out.
Yeah, send that over or show us.
I'm going to. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, Tara, what do you got going on today in your world before we flip over to the accountability check-in, and then we're going to come back and talk about Tara LaFon Gooch.
Yeah, Fridays, I like to take the day and take off and do podcast recordings, meet new people, network, that kind of stuff. So I like to lay low a little bit on business and focus on relationships and just building.
Is that a typical Friday thing for you, Tara?
It is. It's a good way to start the weekend.
Oh, that's really nice. That's nice. Yeah, Nicole, I see you nodding. Is that do you take a different page on Fridays too?
Yeah, and I was going to say, Terry, you're gonna have to come on my podcast because I do recordings on Friday afternoons.
Oh, brilliant!
I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. And see, Marty, what do you got going on for Friday today after you get out of here?
I record every day, so I'll be recording today.
Yes,
and I'll probably get a workout in at some point. But I pretty much chill on Friday and just do things that I didn't get done during the week, pretty much.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right, quickly. All right, let's get into our accountability check-in. So, Tara, it's this point in the morning where we throw something on the table for conversation, gives people something to think about to get their day moving. We are all about accountability here. Myself, Nicole, C. Marty, just moving things forward, showing up every single day. And the ambition with this show is to give people a place to be held accountable, or at least to get motivated and keep moving. So today, our accountability check-in, and where's the banner? All right, here it is. It's about sustainable progress. And see, Marty, this accountability check-in was inspired by our conversation on, was it Monday or Tuesday, about a conversation about Ozempic and this desire of society to rush to a quick fix. Yeah. Now, seeing it right now, even on LinkedIn, on the social platforms, it's quick fix, quick. I got quick, fast. It's success. And to build a foundation of success takes time, takes a significant investment, right? Why am I not on? Oh, here we go. There we go. Boom. All right. So sustainable progress is all about mindsets and habits. Shortcuts, they fade. Lifestyle changes fast. We know how lifestyles change. I know I've been talking with Nicole about this. We're on day 45 of this show here. And it's taking me some time to figure out the new routine, to figure out this new life. What time I'm going to bed, time I'm getting up. But when I was trying the quick fixes early, it just wasn't working. So true change requires a shift in daily actions. And see, Marty talked about this morning. 3 people already had themselves trained this morning. So they're building habits that are absolutely going to endure. And the key point with all this is accountability is key. You can't just pop the pill, nation. See, Marty?
Definitely can't just pop the pill. And one thing that throws people off with the lifestyle change is they get caught up in other people's opinions. So I had early clients this morning. So if you tell the average person, hey, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to work out before my day gets busy, before I handle the kids, before I handle my business, my work, people are going to look at you like you're crazy, try to discourage you. Are you sure? So that's another factor that throws a lot of people off. So
yes,
with the sustainable progress. And it's big with the Ozempic talk. A lot of people, you didn't lose any weight yet, or you've been going to this trainer for so long and you still haven't lost 20, 30 pounds. And then they'll go to Ozempic and try to get that quick fix and just to satisfy and shut people up. I could talk about this stuff all day, so I don't want to take over, Keith.
It's true, right? Nicole, we talk about it's being honest with yourself, right? Committing to the long haul. That's where transformation happens, Tara. And it's focusing on the long-term growth. I know when you talk with your clients, Tara, about getting to the 1%, and we're going to get to that in a few moments, like creating that 1% to get you there to be an effective speaker, a confident human being, you got to focus on the long-term growth. You might suck that first time you get on stage. You might suck that first time you get in front of the camera, right? Go ahead, bud.
No, I was saying I saw a quote today. I'm going to pull it up real quick.
It's small, consistent actions lead to big results. See, Marty?
It said, look like a fool in the beginning to become a master later. A lot of people are scared to just be uncomfortable or look like they don't know what they're doing in the beginning. But that's required to be a master in the long run. So that's good.
Yeah. If you don't go through that.
I would love to share a quote that I recently heard too. I might butcher it a little bit because I don't have it in front of me. But the quote was, if you knew how much work I put in to my art, no one would call me a genius. Anybody know who said that?
Oh.
Michelangelo.
No kidding.
Think about that. That puts everything in perspective, right?
Isn't that true though, eh? That's really perspective right there.
I like that.
Yeah, so do I. I know myself and Nicole have talked about this so much that it's just this idea of being scared of sucking for the first little bit. We're so nervous that showing others and that's why I go back to Terry Tucker, man. Nation, go back to listen to Terry Tucker. If you listen to the hour of Terry Tucker, you're going to have no reason to feel like you suck today. Yeah. Honest to God. The guy is living with such vigor and purpose in life, and he's all about servicing too. He's all about give. And he's like, if you give a lot, you're going to get back. And again, that's the other thing that people can forget about. So it's focusing on long-term growth. Small, consistent actions lead to big results. Think progress, not perfection. Again, I always joke, this is show 45. If we never started, we wouldn't be here today. Every day, every action counts. And here's the thing too. We wouldn't be part of Krasky's creator rankings. I can tell you that our creator spotlight that we have going here was a big impetus behind what John's doing. So you think about these little things, little wins, Nicole, that we've been showing up every day and producing. Every day, every action counts. And at the end of the day, sustainable progress isn't a sprint. Put the pills away. Just put them away, nation. Put them away. Yeah. It's a lifelong marathon. Trust me. Just trust me. You're putting one problem in your mouth to open up another problem later. There's my POV. A little bit of controversy this morning. Accountability check-in. C. Marty Fit, Nicole Bernard, Tara LaFon Gooch. Why don't we take a quick minute for a coffee break? We'll come back in less than a minute. And I want to get into this question here, which is, who is Tara LaFon Gooch? C. Marty, Nicole Bernard, prepare your book of questions. I know you have. I know that, hey, guys, she's a best-selling author. Because we know she wouldn't admit to being a horrible selling author. Although I will tell you, guys.
Potty mouth today.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too, C. Marty. I'm like, woo, Friday.
I think it was Terry Tucker. Because Terry, I asked him the question yesterday, are you a best-selling author? He's no. I'm like, yes, I found a worst-selling author. So we're coming back with best-selling author Tara LaFon Gooch in less than a minute. Here, Mornings in the Live with myself, C. Marty Fit, and the best-selling author, Tara LaFon Gooch. All right, we're back. I see C. Marty's busy getting ready with his questions for Tara, but I wanted to interrupt you guys to show you we're back here. This is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. Here is, check this out, C. Marty. Check this out, Tara. Nicole, watch.
Yeah, it's insane.
The wake up is hilarious. This is crazy, man.
We're watching right now for listening to the podcast. We're watching Travis Pastrana.
That is so crazy.
I know. Skydive out of a airplane without a parachute.
Oh. Nothing.
And he's just casually doing backflips. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you see him successfully land.
This was yesterday?
That's
Wow.
incredible to me. That's absolutely incredible to me. I don't want to dismiss the accomplishment. It's a measured risk, though. Like they obviously was like, okay, we can do this. See, Marty's like, come on, Bilous, man. He's jumping out of the plane without a parachute.
Wouldn't be
Yeah,
me.
I don't think he needed the Red Bull. I think that would have been fine without it.
All right, it's this point in the show that I think we need to take the spotlight, you guys. And I think I want to shine it on our guest, which is Tara LaFon Gooch. She's joining us here this morning. Gratitude, responsibility, action, sight, purpose. Tara is a CEO, TEDx speaker, best-selling author, empowering speakers and entrepreneurs to achieve the top 1% positioning with confidence through branding, speaking, engagements, and podcasting. Forgot the G there. Tara LaFon Gooch, who are you?
Hey, so a lot of people see the accomplishments that I have today, and I think it's important that we talk about the whole story, because on social media, you see what somebody's doing right now and just always assume that it was always that way. And again, they're looking for that pill for success. They look at somebody and they want to emulate that person, and they don't know that backstory. I mentioned I've got 3 older brothers, but I'm actually the youngest of 5. I grew up in a small town in rural Maryland. I grew up in poverty, actually. A lot of people don't know that. If you watched my TED Talk, you would know that. But I grew up without a father, in poverty, and I know what it's like to go without. And for a long time, it dampened my confidence, and I didn't feel like I was anybody special. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Even amongst my family, I wasn't the smart one, I wasn't the pretty one, I was just one. And as I grew up and then left my corporate job in 2022 and decided to launch into entrepreneurship full time, I realized how much confidence that actually took. And for the first time in my life, I decided to bet on myself and see what would happen. So, kind of a crazy story of going from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end. But I want to show people that they can do that too. And you don't have to be born a certain way or have a certain type of lifestyle or family or anything like that. You can just decide. And when you take action, like we've been talking about, when you take, I'll call it decisive action, right? And you commit to a goal and be ruthlessly consistent, all of a sudden it starts to happen, right? And it may not happen overnight, but it will happen. And I believe that success is inevitable. It's one of those laws of nature. If you are constantly moving, you will become successful. It's when you stop moving, start getting complacent, start getting comfortable, all of a sudden you start regressing, right? So I believe that it's just a natural law that when we are in motion, when we are active, and when we are like constantly pursuing something, absolutely nothing can stand in the way. You look at a large boulder, right? Over time, hundreds, thousands of years, a small trickle of water will break that boulder. Nothing can stand in the way of ruthless persistence. And it's same with us as human beings, right? So that's quick synopsis of me in just a few minutes.
It's great. See, Marty, Nicole?
No, I like that perspective. That was a great story. I was ready to sit here for an hour and listen. But you talked about your past and how it shaped you. So what type of like coach or mentor has that helped you? When has it shaped you into when it comes to your clients? Are you like tough love? Are you like speak life into people? Or are you like a mixture of both and some more?
Yeah, I'm a mixture of both. I believe in the power of love. So we talked about that. Love is my top core value. I believe that through love, anything is possible. And it's love is a transformative agent, right? So when we speak love into people, when we love ourselves, when we believe in ourselves, literally anything is possible. But I always tell my clients, I can lead you to water. I can't make you drink. You have to be thirsty. And I think that's really important because a lot of people are looking for somebody like a cheerleader, right? They just want that coach that's a cheerleader. I'm sorry, but that's not me. If you want that, I can't really help you. I can't make you drink. You have to be thirsty. And if you're thirsty, and you want that knowledge, we can be best friends.
Yeah.
We can absolutely be best friends because I know what drains my energy and I know what uplifts me. So I focus on that. And I just can't be all things to all people, but for the right people, absolutely.
Yeah. Nicole?
I like that.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's so true. Was there some sort of catalyst or anything that made, like in 2022, you said you shifted to starting leading the corporate world? Was there anything that, just jump-started that?
Yeah, crazy. So it was at my lowest point. I was struggling with, I had recently been diagnosed with major depressive disorder and anxiety. So it was when you go to the doctor and they ask you to like check off the boxes, all of a sudden I had checked yes for everything. And I realized like, oh God, this is not how I want to live. And like I said, I'm a mom. And I realized, what kind of example am I setting for my daughter? And I knew that's confidence. It was like at the time, like an elusive concept to me, because I think sometimes when you're in that state of depression, it can seem like it's for other people. Just if you're really impoverished, success can look like something that's only for other people. And it's hard for you to grasp that concept. So it was at that lowest point. I didn't know what I was going to do. I, again, left an unfulfilled job to try my own thing. But let's face it, we don't know what we're doing 100% of the time. And nobody does.
Yeah.
No, just show up.
We just, right? And that's exactly the stance I took. And then something told me, you need 6 weeks, 6 weeks. And that message just kept humming through my brain. 6 weeks, 6 weeks. 6 weeks, I gave up TV, any junk food, like literally refined sugar, processed, everything. I ate super clean, gave up alcohol, exercised every day. At the end of 6 weeks, I was a different person. So you can have that kind of metamorphosis. Again, I think we think change is almost like impossible sometimes, but it's about creating those habits and those systems and that consistent, again, relentlessness and having a clarity of vision. And that's something that I'm really passionate about too. When you get that clarity, when you see that exact thing that you want, because I feel like a lot of people, they want success, but maybe they can't see it. And that's why they get off the charts, right? When you really understand your goals and your vision and know exactly what you want, it becomes easier to take those action steps to get there. And that's how it happened for me. And I do this periodically every so often. If I feel myself like, okay, I'm getting too comfortable, I do that again. And I'm actually in the process of doing this again because I want to take it up another notch. So it's important to recognize that within ourselves because we're all human beings. How can I go up one more level? How can I get to this thing that I want? Go with clarity, take responsibility for your actions, take responsibility for your life and your behaviors, put the action in, see what you want, follow it with purpose.
Tara, you probably know this. Maybe you don't. Sometimes we just don't know this ourselves. But listening to you speak, you are an absolute inspiration for people.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like I can see Marty acknowledging, and I can see Nicole like nodding, and I'm listening.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, like just your ability to recognize, like you go to that, you had a moment, and it was clearly a very high awareness moment. I'll use the metaphor I like to use. Like it was like a Friday, you went to the doctor, filled out the form. You went home, looked in the mirror, and you're like, oh my God, I don't like what just happened here. You took the weekend to reflect upon it. And then you took action. See, Marty, Nicole, like we talk to a lot of people that struggle just to take action. Tara says, no, I'm taking action. And she says, I'm taking 6 weeks and I'm cutting it all out and I'm going all in.
Yep.
Like that is something I typically wouldn't. People are like, God, so I think C. Marty would say, do one thing at a time, succeed at one thing and then add the second thing. But you're like, no, I'm cutting out alcohol. I'm cutting out sugar. I'm doing, and you committed to it. Damn, girl.
Hey,
And it's
I got
different for everybody, you know. Some people need that one step at a time, and that's fine. I think start where you are, and that's totally no problem. Just get started with something. I'm a different type of person. I'm a tiger a little bit, right? So I just go for things and I don't look side to side. I just go straight. It depends on your personality. Not everybody can do that. But if you can layer those habits and stack those habits, then do it.
Yeah.
Just start. Get started. Because the biggest thing is, my biggest fear is actually not failure, rejection, or ridicule. My biggest fear is staying the same. If I look back in a year and I'm in the same spot, I failed.
It's true. It's true. See, Marty, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, so you said 6 weeks. You went on that 6-week journey. And a lot of people think 6 weeks is a long time. But if you really think about it, it goes by so fast. So like what was the shift that made you realize 6 weeks is going to be, it's like 6 weeks is the number I need, or that's going to be like the delayed gratification I need? What was the shift? A lot of people have trouble with that.
Yeah, 6 weeks is not a long time. First off, it's not. It sounds like a lot when you're going on this journey, but it's not. And the thing about 6 weeks, guess what? It's going to go by either way. In 6 weeks, you could be a transformed person, or you could be the same or even digress more. And it's one of those things, choose your heart. Choose your heart. You know what? Going on a lifestyle change is hard, but it gets easier, right? Because you develop those habits and consistency, and then all of a sudden it's second nature. Or you can choose your heart. You can be uncomfortable. You can be not in good health. You can be in mental or physical, or not successful. Or you can wake up early. You can cut the crap out of your life and you can actually go towards a goal. I hear so many people give all excuses under the book, right? Entrepreneurs, everybody. I can't get clients. I can't get successful. You know what? If you apply to one speaking gig a day, let's just say one gig, or reach out to one prospective client a day, your offer's $5,000. Guess what? At a 20% close rate, which is industry average, you will get at the end of the year about $360,000. That's not too bad. Success is absolutely possible if you have the process, the habits, and the systems and the discipline to see it through. And that's with success, that's with health, relationships, right? Personal development, anything. Any goal is achievable. And I just have this mindset. If some guy out there did it, or gal out there did it, why the hell not me? And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm the only one stopping me from doing that thing. 6 weeks will go by either way. It's your choice if you want it, which way hard you want it. It's going to be hard either way. But I choose the one that's going to lead to growth.
Because the alternative is standing still.
Stagnation.
And that's the worst thing. If there's anything that I struggle with people I work with, or just over time, is how quickly complacency can set in with comfort.
Yes.
Comfort drives complacency and it kills business. And I'll tell you, as a leader, that's a balance with people, because they get into a rhythm, they get into a routine, and they're like, oh, but you want me to go harder? Yeah. Because if we're standing still, we're not moving forward. And that's where you have to learn as a leader to push somebody to accept the uncomfortability of, okay, we've achieved 10 now. It's Friday. Next Monday is going to start again. We're now going to try to get to 10.5, 10.4. We're going to keep moving forward. Like, well, no, but we hit 10. No, but that's just standing still now. That's exactly what you're talking about, isn't it? Right? Standing still kills you.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Standing still kills you. All right. So Tara LaFon Gooch, Nicole C. Marty Fit. It's at this point in the show here where we like to pivot to our accountability. Our creator spotlight. which is taking a life of its own on, shining the light on people around the world. But before, let me just do a quick intro of the spot here, because this really, so last week, a couple weeks ago, there's a lot of about big creators, small creators, which is really what got John going on around this idea of the Krasky creator rankings, and people that are gaming the system, people that are being in pods and these big communities that pay to play type thing. So we have taken a different point of view, which is, no, let's shine light on just small creators, medium creators, and people that are trying to legitimately grow their business, grow their online presence, not be worried about FOMO. But let me quickly show this on for less than a minute, and then we'll jump into the creator spotlight.
I have an offer for you. If you are a big LinkedIn creator and people are calling you out and you're wondering, no, but I'm real, I got an offer for you. Why don't you join me live in the lab with Keith Bilous at noon? Bring your audience, bring the conversation. Let's have an AMA. Let's prove to the world that you're real. I go live every single day proving to people that I'm real, but are you real? I don't know. I see you posting all the time. I see your hundreds of thousands of followers, but are you real? Nobody knows. The best way to find out if you're real, come to the show, do it live, bring your audience, bring your community, and then let's have a conversation. So if you're a big influencer, creator on LinkedIn and you want to prove that you're real, come join me live in the live with Keith Bilous. We'll do it live. We'll bring your audience. We'll bring the conversation. We'll see you soon.
So there you go. Are you real? If you're real, come join us. Our creator in today's creator spotlight, I believe, I reached out to Tara as she joined the show, and I said, hey, Tara, who do you want to shine the light on today? Who do you nominate to shine a big Mornings in the Lab spotlight on today's creator that you think is doing wonderful work? So before you tell her name, I want you to set it up. I want you to give the reason why. I want you to hook the nation as to why this person's awesome and why you're asking C. Marty and Nicole and Keith to hold this big light, big mirror, and shine it on this human being. Tara LaFon Gooch, who are you nominating today? Before you say the name, why?
Yes. So before I say the name, why? Total inspiration. This accomplished every single goal I think that most people have, right? PhD, scientist. She's into AI and innovation. She helps people relentlessly. And how I met her was, it was before I published my book. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And she actually reached out to me to help me. I had never even talked to her before. And her first reach out to me was, how can I help you market your book to my audience so that more people see it? Like, amazing human being.
That's the first interaction with you?
My first interaction. And I look at her profile, I'm like, she's talking to me. That's the type of person she is.
That's you talk about giving. See Marty and Nicole knock on a stranger's door and say, how can I help you? I've had a few people come across my world here lately, just knock on my door and drop me a DM saying, hey, I see what you're doing. What can I do to help? I'm like, who are you? What an exceptional feeling, isn't it, Tara?
Yeah. And that's what a relationship is built on. Trust.
Relationships, not actions, right?
Yeah.
So Tara LaFon Gooch, who are we taking the light to shine on? Hold on, I'm going to pull this up here. Nicole, I'm going to be ready. Who are we going to shine the light on? I got to get C. Marty to do this for us in the future. Okay, who are we shining light on this morning for today's Creator Spotlight?
My dear good friend, Dr. Nadia Bataoui.
Yes, so we have Dr. Nadia Bataoui, PhD. Oh, still clapping. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, we'll get the sound effects in C. Marty. Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
We're getting better. We're getting better.
Hey, 1% better every single day. So Dr. Nadia Bataoui, top AI voice, surprise, AI for business in the featured section, innovation and business strategy expert, CEO of Nano Nares, healthcare tech leader, keynote speaker, PhD in genetics. Really? You're smart. EMBA healthcare. Like this human being. Yeah, I can see that. She is an exceptional human being that clearly leads with kindness. So she's knocking on your door and saying, hey, what can I do to help? So Dr. Nadia Bataoui, leaders, coaches, consultants, grow your business and impact with AI. Limited spots available in the featured section. Now, I want to break something down, guys. I love her profile right off the bat. Look at it right off the bat. Just, hey, hold your phone up and just scan the QR code. She's making it really easy for you, Nation, to interact with her, right? She has done an exceptional job. And I think a lot of people just sometimes miss out on some of these very simple things. So Dr. Nadia Bataoui, let's check on her about here. There are 2 ways to achieve product market fit: top down, develop product market fit, or bottom up, understand the needs of customers. 33% of startups fail due to no market need. I'm not going to spend much time reading it all, but I would invite you, Nation, to check out Dr. Nadia Bataoui from, where's she from? Oh, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah.
No kidding. No kidding. No kidding. So Nadia, Dr. Nadia, welcome to the lab. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab. We have taken some time to celebrate all your awesome work. Tara, any final words? Nicole, C, Marty, we want to comment on Dr. Nadia before we continue our dialogue today.
She's amazing.
She's such an inspiration. I think she's from Africa, but she spent some time in London for her PhD and now lives in the United States. But she's also a mom of 4 and an entrepreneur. Hats off to her, right?
She's a beast.
Yeah. She is.
So hold on, let me digest this. Mom of 4.
Yep.
Clearly a very successful business person. A PhD in genetics. I'm sorry, guys. Anybody with a PhD in genetics? Like, genetics is not like just a simple thing, right? So Nadia Bataoui, we are here to celebrate you today. Keep up the awesome work. You clearly have had an impact on human beings, but you clearly have had an impact on our guest today, Tara LaFon Gooch. Keep doing the awesome work. Keep knocking on doors and saying, how can you help? And most importantly, we now invite you, Dr. Nadia Bataoui, to join us Mornings in the Lab for you to pay it forward and celebrate a creator for our creator spotlight.
Tara has to get her on here.
Yeah, we'll get her.
Yeah, get her on here.
I agree. Exactly. So there's our creator spotlight for today. Team, we're wrapping up the last segment of the show here. So let's get it. One thing I want to make sure I get in today, and I have done a poor job in the last couple of weeks, is our Audacious Goal Fridays. What really got this thing moving here was Nicole knocked on my door 50 days ago and said, hey, I got a big goal. I'm running the ultra marathon. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's get it. Let's help you get there June 22nd. And from that, we've had Anthony Mahai jump on and announce his audacious goal. I announced my audacious goal of building this big conversational chat platform, big talk show on LinkedIn. So Tara, what kind of audacious goals might you have in your world that you want to talk about, that you maybe want to put on the table, maybe want to publicize? I know, Nicole knows, C, Marty knows. When you make a public assessment of your goals, and you know this, Tara, it's a high likelihood you're going to achieve them. So putting you on the spot, any goals you want to publicly talk about today that we can get behind and support you and celebrate every Friday here in the lab?
Absolutely. Talk shows are one of my favorite things. So I'm so glad that I'm on this show today. My big audacious goal is to have my own TV show one day. I just think that would just be awesome. But not some vain TV show that adds no value. I want to interview real people just like this, but in a vein of confidence and personal development, and figure out what made those big people, those really successful people, so confident to go after their big audacious goals and dreams, right? That's my ultimate goal. And then in the meantime, it's focusing on writing more books and speaking on stage, because those are absolute passions of mine, and then helping other people do the same. So let's keep going, pursuing these big audacious goals, because again, like I said, if somebody else did it, there's no reason why you can't do it too.
I have no reason to think that we can't help you get to that goal.
Let's do it.
Honestly. And hey, Nicole and C, Marty, she alluded to the fact that we are providing value with our morning show here.
Means a lot coming from Tara. Means a lot.
I agree. She suggested in her sentences there that, if you heard her kind of clearly there, she's like, I want to create something of value. And I'm like, oh, and I'm on this great awesome morning show. I'm like, yes. And so Tara's seeing that we're providing value. We're trying, Tara. We're trying to create something different. We're trying to create something different on the platform that's not really being done. Platform for this kind of conversation, this kind of product.
I love it.
Yeah. See, Marty, what's going on with you today, man? As your work's wrapping up here today. I know you said you got working out, you got business, you got creating going on here today. What else is happening for you, pal?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Friday's pretty chill for me, so
Yeah, that's good.
nothing special. Yeah.
Yeah. And Nicole, you said you got your recordings and everything today too. Let's talk a little bit about confidence. I know that it's been a big part of your world, Tara. And as we wrap up today, let's leave Nation with some tidbits and ideas and this idea of how do you gain confidence? Confidence is gained by doing something repeatedly over and over and having micro wins. Tara, leave Nation with some actionable items on how one can get confidence as they're heading into the weekend. Maybe somebody's sitting back like you on one Friday going, I'm in a tough spot. I need to make some changes, but I don't have the confidence to do so. I don't have the self-belief to do so. How does somebody find that, Tara?
Yeah, real quick, I believe confidence is within reach for everybody because I know it is, right? Even if you have the smallest bit of confidence within you, and it can be as small as a seed. When we look at an apple seed, you don't think that it's going to grow into this huge tree. It looks impossible, right? But within each of us resides this seed of potential. Now, that apple seed, which is so small and innocuous, with the right care, the right environment, with the right nutrients, does grow into that purpose, that tree. And there's nothing about that apple seed that questions its ability to become a tree, right? It just does. And there's a lot of wisdom in that. So, just as we all have this seed within us that's this potential for power, it's requiring the right environment, right? Because a seed thrown on the asphalt is not going to become a tree. But if it's given the right care, right, the right cultivation, it will become its purpose and lean into it. So there's a lot to be said about that. So watch your internal environment, the way you're talking to yourself, right? Watch your external environment, those who you surround yourself with. Watch what we put in our bodies. All of these things help either grow that seed to its purpose and potential or diminish it and take it away. So within each of us resides that seed of power and potential. It's not a question of creating confidence, it's already there. It just needs to be cultivated. And if you develop this 1%, as you said, every single day, again, it goes against the law, nature's law, for you not to grow. So don't think I don't have confidence, because you do. If you didn't have confidence, you wouldn't be watching the show right now. You wouldn't have ever said to yourself, I wish I made more money. I know I deserve more. I wish I was in a better relationship because I deserve more. I wish I loved myself because I think I deserve more. That's all you need. It's a small spark and seed of potential. Just focus on that internal environment, what we tell ourselves, and the external environment and who we surround ourselves with, and act accordingly. And you'll become confident.
Wow. Tara, what's your daughter's name?
Nora.
Nora, I'm addressing you right now. So I know children that we never listen to our parents because we don't think our parents know anything. Like,
have you met her? Because
yeah, I have a few of my own. I think Nicole knows what I'm talking about. I'm giving C Marty tips daily on what it's like to age and have children. He's like, all right, I know it's coming. But Nora, listen to your mom. You have an exceptional mother that's going to set you up with success. If you listen to the things she has to say, most importantly, if you observe and read between the lines, Tara, you are setting the stage for a wonderful life for your little girl. I'm listening to you speak, like throwing seeds on pavement. And dude, like that's inspiring stuff that I hope, I know your daughter is going to pull from. And you are raising, I can tell you're going to raise an incredibly confident little girl. And in a world where confidence and self-belief is chased all the time and FOMO is everywhere, I get a sense from you that you're creating a foundation for this wonderful little girl. So Nora, you know, and hey, we're recording this, Tara, because I do enough recordings for my kids to show my kids, yeah, hey, dad's funny, man. Dad's jokes are funny. So Nora, pay attention to your mom. She knows what she's talking about.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nicole, you say something there?
I said, are they funny?
Hey,
Nicole, that squirrel joke yesterday was so bad. That was so bad. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way he started the show with that. I know,
Yeah.
I know Tom was like, what?
I know. He was like, huh? I know you gotta say that for your dads in the lab. That's like,
what are you doing?
do dad jokes on Fridays in the lab.
Yeah. Save that for the dad show.
Man. Hey, but that's where confidence comes from. Tara, confidence comes from putting yourself out there when the jokes fail. All right, team, it's time to say goodbye. It's the weekend. What a great conversation today. I have thoroughly enjoyed the show today. See, Marty, dude, thanks for jumping in. Nicole, it's always a pleasure. I love hanging out with you, Nicole Bernard. Tara LaFon Gooch, we won't have you back, so we'll see you again sometime. Tara, you are all, I joke. I told you I was going to joke with you before, right? But here's how it works here in the lab. When you come into our house, we show you where the kitchen is, the fridge. We make you the offer, first of all, and offer you the drinks, offer you, tell you where to sip. And now that you're here, now that you're in here, there's the fridge, there's the door. Make yourself at home. So unlimited dad jokes. If you want to come back, you have something to announce, you have something you want to talk about, you want to bring Nora on, our door in the lab in the mornings is always open. You come knock on my door, come knock on Nicole's door, see Marty Fit. You say, hey, you guys got a few minutes? Can I come in? Come and do a segment, come and talk about something. Maybe you have something you want to share. Please come back with us, okay?
Will do. I appreciate it.
The goal here is to create a massively global conversation with incredible humans along the way. All right? Cool. All right, nation, we're going to get out of here for the weekend. The loop's going to start here in a couple minutes. I'm getting better at getting this 55-minute thing done. Sorry, Jimmy, I'm doing the best that I can. And hey, John Krasky, hope you had a good sleep in, pal. Joke. We will talk to you throughout the day. The Krasky Creator Rankings are coming next week. We're launching a page. We're launching a logo. We're launching a bunch of stuff to drive a lot of momentum behind Krasky's Creator Rankings, showing up here mornings in the lab with Keith, Nicole, C. Marty Fit, and the whole world, and maybe even Tara LaFon Gooch. Guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you today at noon. Die. Two dads in a lab trying to be 4% better. No dad jokes. We'll see you guys on Monday. See you guys. Bye.